Welcome to Applied Economics.
Principle number 7. Governments can sometimes improve economic outcomes. If the invisible hand of the market is so great, why do we need government? One purpose of studying economics is to refine your view about the proper rule and scope of the government policy.
Why do we need government? One reason we need government is that the invisible hand can work its magic only if the government enforces the rules and maintains the institutions that are key to a market economy.
Most important, market economies need institutions to enforce property rights so that individuals can own and control scarce resources. For example, a farmer won't grow food if he expects his crop to be stolen. A restaurant won't serve meals unless it is assured that customers will pay before they leave. And an entertainment company would produce DVDs if too many potential customers avoid paying by making illegal copies. Yet, there is another reason we need government. The invisible hand is powerful, but it is not omnipotent, or they don't have unlimited power to do anything. There are two broad reasons for a government to intervene the economy and change the allocation of resources that people would choose on their own: to promote efficiency and to promote equality. That is, the most policies aim either to enlarge the economic pie or to change how the pie is divided. Consider first the goal of efficiency. Although the invisible hand usually leads market to allocate resources to maximize the size of the economic pie, this is not always the case. We all rely on government provided police and courts to enforce our right over the things we produce, and the invisible hand counts on our ability to enforce our right. What is market failure? In economics, is a situation defined by an inefficient distribution of goods and services in a free market. In market failure, the individual incentives for rational behavior do not lead to rational outcomes for the group. In other words, each individual makes the correct decision for him or herself, but those prove to be the wrong decision for the group. In traditional microeconomics, this can sometimes be shown as a steady state. This equilibrium in which the quantity supplied does not equal to the quantity demanded. Economists use the term market failure to refer to a situation in which a market left on its own fails to allocate resources efficiently.
What are the possible causes of failure?
As we can see, one possible cause of market failure is an externality, which is the impact of one person's action on the well-being of the bystander. When we say bystander, it is a person who is present at an event or incident but does not take a part. For example, when other people act calmly in the presence of a potential emergency because they are unsure of what the event means, a bystander may not interpret the situation as an emergency and thus act as if nothing is wrong. In economics, an externality is the cost or benefit for a third party who did not agree to it. For example, air pollution from motor vehicle is one of example. The cost of air pollution to society is not paid by either the producer or user of motorized transport. Another possible cause of market failure is market power, which refers to the ability of a single person or small group to unduly influence market prices. For example, if everyone in town needs water but there is only one wheel, the owner of the wheel is not subject to the rigorous competition with which the invisible hand normally keeps self-interest in check. In the presence of externality or market power, well-designed public policy can enhance economic efficiency. Now, consider the goal of equality. Even when the invisible hand is yielding efficient outcomes, it can nonetheless leave sizable disparities in economic well being. A market economy rewards people according to their ability to produce things that other people are willing to pay for it. The best example of market economies are the United States, where, where the free flow of goods and services facilitates and protects both producer and consumer. First, there is no governmental control, and the exchange of goods and services is determined by the market mechanism of demand and supply. The invisible hand does not ensure that everyone has sufficient food, decent clothing, and adequate health care. This inequality may, depending on one's political philosophy, call for government intervention in practice. Many public policies, such as the income tax and the welfare system, aim to achieve a more equal distribution of economic well being. To say that the government can improve on market outcomes at times does not mean that it always will. Public policy is made not by angels but by a political process that is far from perfect. Sometimes policies are designed simply to reward the politically powerful. Sometimes they are made by well intentioned leaders who are not fully informed. As you study economics, you will become a better judge of when a government policy is justifiable because it promotes efficiency or equality and when it is not. So I think that's the end of our topic. Hope you learned something, guys. So before we end our presentation, we would like to thank Professor Melanie Diticho for giving us a privilege to share our short presentation about the one principles of economics, together with my groupmates, Janica Miriam Dugos and Fatima Faith Alar from BSHM student of NARSO. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you and may God bless us all. Goodbye!